Good morning. Shout out to the entire LDBC. You are now listening to OG Boxing Talk. We don't play no games, man. It's for the 40 and over crew, man. How y'all brothers and sisters doing this morning? Let me see who's in the building so far. Look at this. Ronald Finkley, the first one on deck, the LDBC lawyer. What's going on? Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Victoria Duval, 904. How are you? Chi-Town's finest. Salute. Victor Colon, Young Merv the Cut Man. What's good, brother? Adrian Y. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, my brother. I'm sorry. Mark Harrison. Who else is in the round there? Salute to all these here around here. Ronald Jones, Ron from Far Rock. What's good? What's good? Jose Cruz. All right. CJ, what's good? Mark Blake. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How's everybody doing this morning? Lowland Profits, Chi-Town's finest. How's everybody doing? All right, man. Let's just jump into this, man. How's everybody doing this morning? Phenomenal. What's good?
Oh man, everything's good. I can't complain about a thing. Just looking forward to this fight that's coming up this week. That's it for me. I'm good, man. What's up to everybody in the chat, though? Drew, did you drop off? Drew having a little bit of hard time with his mic this morning.
But I'm doing fine myself, and I'm glad we had a good weekend of fights. Okay, and but I'm doing pretty good and everything.
That's what's up. Drew, you back?
What about you, Kurt? How you feel, man?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. And watched the fights last night. We'll get into it. I'm just good to be talk about some boxing on this Sunday morning.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay.
Yeah, you would think I'm in Florida with this damn internet.
Oh,
anyway.
Shit. You know what I forgot? Damn, I think I forgot. No, I sent one to Trap. Fuck Trap House out here today, too. Tough day today.
All good. So did we get the kid QKC or did I miss that?
No, okay, we all good today.
We all good.
Yeah.
Just keep on moving, man.
Good.
Get the first question, get the conversation rolling.
All right. Off topic of boxing real quick. All right. This is going to be a very personal question, y'all. All right. And I want to start with you, Fanon, the Don. We're going to start with you since you're the Don. All right. You ready? Y'all listening? How old were you when you got your first girl, and how did you pull it off? I want to know from Fanon first. How old were you and how'd you pull that off?
I think I was 13, either 13 or 14, and I was taken advantage of by a preacher's daughter.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's say it. Let's say it.
She was sitting there. She was she came over. She was a friend of my sister. And she was but she was just, like the preacher, the stereotypical preacher's daughter, dog. And I was just in a room, and she came in the room, and she took a seat where I ain't never had nobody take a seat before. And so it was pretty much just giving out. That was me.
Oh boy.
Drew, did you drop off again?
No, I ain't drop off.
Yeah, man. So I was taking it. It was very, it was a traumatizing experience, man.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. Same question to Kurt, man. How did it happen? What happened? Let's hear it. How did it happen?
I was about maybe 14, 15 years old. And where I'm from, Patterson, New Jersey at the time, fashion was like really big, so that's how I pulled it off. We used to wear these shoes called British Walkers. So if you didn't dress like that, you was in the out crowd. And if you dress well, you was in the in crowd, so that's basically how it happened, by fashion and dressing, wearing certain clothes. I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah, I was about 15 years old. I didn't know what I was doing. Used to, happen in the basement, listening to a Richard Pryor album.
Oh boy.
So your fashion style got you some, huh?
Yep. Because, like I said, remember the part in Paid in Full? If you go back and look at that movie, that's how we dress. That movie's was based in the 80s, and we used to wear stuff in New Jersey, New York called British Walkers, and Wallabies that I still wear today because the shoe is so comfortable. Shams the Baron silk shirts. Drew should know what I'm talking about.
No, I do.
Lee jeans, and I had this white leather bomber with the fur. You couldn't tell me I wasn't John Shaft of New Jersey, because we looked at Shaft as being cool, and that's basically how it was. And I had this big old, I couldn't afford a gold nameplate, so I had this big old silver nameplate that said Curtis going around my chest, and you couldn't tell me I was cool. And I had the shag with the waves on top.
Yo, Kurt. You said leather bombers, man. In the Bronx, cats was getting shot all over the place. Every day you turn on the news, cats are getting shot and robbed for those leather bombers. I remember that clearly.
Because you got your clothes from Delancey Street,
Delancey Street, right there.
Yep. And you could make deals with the Chinese merchants, and you was cool then, Fanon and KQ, and girls used to look at you up and down. Women are always into fashion, and I was hanging out with older guys and stuff like that, and it was her name. I'm not gonna say her last name, of course, but her name was Norma. She was older than me, and at that time we came in a yellow letter, a yellow envelope. There was no chemical. It was a good high at that time, and every now and then there was no. I was on a football team, so there was no drug testing back then. And you had some Wild Irish Rose, cheap liquor from the hood. And, we went in my basement. My father knew what I was doing. He was proud. He was laughing when I came upstairs. I thought he wasn't home, and I used to get out of school about 1:30. You could cut classes, walk out to high school and go home, man. I didn't know what I was doing, man, but it was a great time, man. So it was fashion. I went to the high school, with the movie Lean on Me, Patterson Eastside at that time.
Oh.
Kurt, you had a sheepskin?
I had a blue sheepskin because I got it dyed in New York. Everybody had the gray and that rust color sheepskin, and I didn't want to look like everybody else. So I was really big into fashion. Had the Corderville with the cheap fur and, leather blazer, Run DMC, because Run DMC really changed fashion and hip hop, with the leather blazers and the leather pants and all that. It was crazy because people was getting robbed, for stuff like that. So, you had to protect yourself. But when I look back, that was a whole another lifetime ago, man. You look silly with no shoestrings and Adidas and, you bopped around all cool. But unlike the other thugs, I did my homework.
Yeah, you looked the part, but you knew to get out of school. I know that. I know that game. I looked the part, but my father was a cop, so I ain't fuck around too hard. You know what I mean? I knew it was waiting for me when I got home. I was more scared of my parents than I was the streets, and that's how you need to be raising your kids. But that's another topic. KQKC.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Same question to you. How old were you? How did it happen? Let's get it.
Man, I don't know. I don't remember the age, but I was in what we call grammar school at that time. And I played basketball and, the girls and rode the bus with the players. So, of course, everybody always hook up on the bus, right? Mm-hmm. Then when you get to high school, it's a little more intense. It's more, just touchy-feely in grammar school. But when you get to high school, man, that's how I got the ladies, by being an athlete. I played a lot of basketball and everything. And, hey, I'm just a prom baby. I'm just a prom baby. My daughter was born in the senior year of my high school. So that's how it went. My oldest daughter was born in 1985, the year I graduated from high school. So,
wow.
But yeah. So that's how, most of the guys at that time, was athletes like Kurt said, they played football, basketball, and it's always the cheerleader, Shit, you can't hardly throw a free throw because you looking at them doing that split right down that middle there.
Wow. Well,
for real.
Well,
like, hey, girl.
Well, my story is I won't say I pulled the chick pulled me. And I was about maybe 12, and it was it was in the basement of my aunt's church. I mean that shit was crazy.
On in these churches, man.
Yo, listen, man, the church is just loose, man. I mean, church, the service was over. We go downstairs, and all the kids went downstairs, and I go downstairs, and they were playing Spin the Bottle.
Whoa.
You know, Truth or Dare, and this girl named Irma, I ain't gonna say her last name. You know, fuck around, she might be listening. You know, she's like, oh, okay, the bottle landed on you. What you want to do? Truth or Dare? And it was like Dare. She said, all right, great, bet. It was my dare, but she grabbed me and yanked me in the closet and fondled me. And I was like, oh, I like this. This is what everyone's talking about. You know, and I was feeling all proud, you know, told my brother, and then took the wind right out of my sails when he said, oh yeah, she does that. What you mean she does that? Yeah, she loose. I was like, oh, y'all could have told me that before she had her mouth all over me. Man, I felt sick. I felt good, but then I felt sick. Like, oh man, she kissing on everybody, and oh my gosh.
But and you felt good. You felt good.
Yeah, though. I felt good. That was the first time I checked the oil, if you know what I mean.
Uh-huh.
That was in the basement of a church. You know, you got dipstick. You know, you check the oil. You know, I was like, what? Why is that oily? Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's what happens. Come on, man. You're 12 years old. You know, you hear about things, but then you know, it's whatever, man. But the basement of a church. So y'all pay attention to what's going on in these churches, man. You never know. You never know. You never know. Oh, anyway, let's get on to some.
Yeah.
Let's get on to some boxing. All right. First of all, let me check this chat real quick. Let's see what's going on in here. Oh, okay. Oh, my homie, stay ready. Stay ready, boxing TV. The brother is in. I don't know if he's still in Philly or he's on his way back to Star State, man. Good morning, family. What's good, OG? Yo, salute, brother, man. I really, Curtis, he was in Camden this weekend.
Oh, really? Camden, New Jersey, CMD, Cash Money and Drugs. That's what we used to call it. That's that's where Dwight Muhammad Kwawi is from. You know. Yeah. Well, okay, Camden, New Jersey. Okay.
I was gonna try and make it out there.
Who's fighting out there, Camden? Was he at a fight?
Did Drew just go out?
Yeah.
He'll pop back in. He having problems with his mic, it seemed like, or his internet connection. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, man, this damn thing get on my damn nerves. So anyway, he was down in Camden covering the fight. I told him be careful out there. You know, Camden's still a little wild. But yeah, he was out here. I was trying like hell to. Oh, he's still here. He said it's a plane leave at 2. I can't make it. Damn. Anyway, but yo, next time, brother, we're gonna connect.
Fight.
Yeah. What was you out there? What fight was you covering? Stay ready. What fight was you covering? Put it in the chat so I can read it. But anyway, yeah. Let's get on to the agenda. Let's talk about Caleb Plant versus Mr. Butts. And let's start with Curtis. What'd you think of the fight last night?
Well, I'll tell you what. Caleb Plant, you know, is improving with each fight. You know, and the later you wait to get him, I don't think it's going to be a good thing for David Benavidez. Now, that's still a 50-50 fight. But one thing I was thinking about with Caleb Plant, when you have a fighter who got fast feet and fast hands, it's a problem. He has what you call perpetual and rhythmic motion, you know, and You know, he fights. He reminds me of Billy Khan. That was a great fighter from the past years ago. You know, when he could fight like that. You know, he didn't have to use his legs that much. You know, he was doing a little Mayweather. I noticed in close, he was, you know, using his shoulder. So I caught that. I'm impressed with Caleb Plant. I don't know how good he is. He's getting better and better. And the long as these other fighters wait, you know, is not going to be good for them. I don't care if it's Canelo Alvarez because he's a style matchup nightmare for a lot of people. He's fast, you know. It doesn't have a lot of power, but he has respectable power, you know, and his footwork is good, you know. He had like a C-level opponent in front of him, you know, a coffin, you know, who couldn't do nothing. The speed neutralized butts, I'm gonna call him, you know, and you know, the more he fights, he's going to get even better and better. He's just reaching his peak. He's not there, but he's close. And I would love to see him and David Benavidez because I think he's going to give Benavidez some problems. Benavidez had problems in the first fight with Gabriel. He even got knocked down, I believe. And, you know, Plant, you know, might outbox him, man, and use his footwork, circle to the left, right. He has fast feet and they're educated, and he's only getting better. So I like what I see him with Plant. I want to see him fight. He said he wants to unify. I would love to see that. You know, he beat the brakes off Callum Smith. He will beat the dog-ish out of Callum Smith. You know, I would like to see him and Canelo Alvarez, but they're not going to take that fight. You know, right now, you know, Caleb Plant, you know, has a lot of upside, man. He has a underrated trainer. You know, he has a good ring IQ. He knows what he's doing. You could see him thinking in the ring. So I enjoyed the fight last night. It was a virtuoso performance. You know, his opponent didn't put him in any danger. Had no chance of beating Caleb Plant. They could fight 100 times, but you know, Plant did what he had to do. But let's make the Benavidez fight, you know, right now, later this year. You know, it could happen. You know, so I grade him. I gave him an A- last night, man. I just like what I say. I like fighters who have a rhythmic and perpetual motion. But he reminds me so much of Billy Khan.
Yeah, he was flowing last night. Yeah, Stay Ready said he was out there for the Walton versus Love fight. Yeah, I think I know somebody. I got to give him a call. I think I know somebody who went to that. Yeah, but we're going to catch up, Stay Ready. My outlook on that fight was Plant, that's a dangerous guy, man. He did everything he was supposed to do. He's an A-level fighter. In my opinion, he's an A-level fighter versus a C-level fighter. And he was at home, and he showed up and he showed out. I like his punch placement. His movement is like his move. Man, I don't mean to take it there, but you don't see many white fighters fight like him. You just don't see it, man. That guy, he fights with soul, man. That guy fights with soul. He wears his heart directly on his chest so you can see it, man. This guy's movement is, I was very impressed, man. At 168, I think he's the best up there, man. They need to make that Benavidez fight like they should have made it like yesterday. Like as soon as they got out the ring, they should have made that fight, man. They should be on the phone. I want to see that fight in July or August. All right, let's not wait. Stop treating the fans like that. There's nothing to marinate. There's nothing to bubble. There's nothing to build. Let's do it. And Canelo has options from 154 to 175. Plant is one of those guys that's not an option. Don't get fooled. All right, because I was hearing some rumblings about Canelo might be sending him an offer because he can't bag an opponent. No, Plant is, especially after last night. And I know people might be saying, oh, well, that wasn't Canelo in the ring. Let me tell you something. Go back and watch whenever Canelo fought anybody that doesn't keep still. At the end of those fights, you're always scratching your head. Did Canelo really win? Okay. All right. Caleb ain't gonna he ain't gonna leave that into the judges' hands because he knows what goes on with the cards. He's gonna try and knock Canelo's head off. And he might catch him, but that's another topic. But Caleb Plant, he showed up, he showed out. His punch placement, the combinations, Really impressed with Caleb. I'm really, really, really impressed with Caleb, man. Sky's the limit. Benavidez next, and I think he styles on Benavidez. You know, I like Benavidez, but I think he outboxes him. I mean, I don't think anybody at 168 can outbox that kid, man. I really don't. I really don't. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. KQKC, what's your opinion on the fight?
Yes, sir. Well, Kellen Plant, he did a great job as far as, you know, the feints he was given. He started off slow, and he didn't rush it. He took his time, you know, because, you know, Kellen Plant get winded real fast. You know, he has that habit of, you know, giving it all in the first half of the fight and cruise the later half. But last night, he picked his shots. He knew when to get in. He knew when to get out. And he was throwing 1, 2, 3 uppercut, 1, 2, 3, 4 uppercut, 1, 2, 3, 5 uppercut. I mean, the guy was just there, right on the line, right there on the line, and he just was taking it. He was doing whatever he wanted to do to this guy, and I guess the guy got a little courage and tried to rush in and throw 1-2s. But Kellen Plant with his defense, and yes, you're right with the shoulder. You know, they still shoulder to shoulder. You know, but Kellen Plant got the best of it. He was going to the body. Then he went upstairs, tumble jab. Then next you know, here we go again. 1, 2, 3, uppercut. 1, 2, 3, 4, uppercut. Then he get out. You see, he knows when to get out and when to get in. He didn't force the stoppage. He let it come, you know, and that's what most fighters need to learn, how not to force anything, because you're not going to always get a stoppage or a knockout. So you let it come to you. So that's what he did. Now, I can't think of none that he really, really did bad. But I think he could have stepped on the gas a little bit more. But, you know, he ain't that puncher like, you know, I'm thinking he is, you know. But he's a respectable puncher. But he's not a big puncher. So, you know, he did what he able to do. And he did it. You know, so, you know, congratulations to him for his homecoming, you know, and that was a good performance he put on, you know, and like you say, you know, it's not no race thing or anything like that, but, you know, he was coming in there with all the brothers, you know, and rap, you know, so I was like, man, Caleb really into this, you know, so, and he did his thing, you know, and he's very, very light on his feet, so it was a good fight.
Yeah. Very, very light. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. And his lateral movement, I was very impressed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fernando Don, what's good? What did you think about it?
Man, I liked it, man. I thought he looked real good. First couple times that I saw Caleb Plant fight, I thought to myself, man, if this dude if he gets like an inside game where he can fight up close, slip shots and hit you with something that's substantial, I thought, man, this dude was going to be really good. And that was around the same time that I started paying attention to David Benavidez as well. So those guys are both kind of coming up at the same time. I thought that, but I saw what I was hoping I would see in him. I saw last night. He looked a lot stronger than he did maybe 2 fights ago. Like physically, he looks a lot stronger. He looked very sharp. I liked his defense. I mean, he got hit with jabs a little bit, but I think that was about the only thing that dude could really land on him, because when he sat in that shell and, you know, he was kind of slipping in between, like the only thing that he was giving up was the jab. So I thought he looked real sharp, man. As far as like what he would do moving forward, you know, before I did have David Benavidez beating him, but now I'm in agreement with Curtis. I think that's a 50-50 fight. It just depends on whether or not David Benavidez is improving. I've seen Caleb Plant improving. I can't say that I've seen David Benavidez make, you know, any big jumps like I think Caleb Plant has made. So if the two continue to go the way they are, I mean, I think it might switch from 50-50 like I have it now to 55-45 for Plant over David Benavidez. I think Caleb Plant beats Liam Smith. Or is it Liam Walsh? It's Liam Smith. I think he beats Liam Smith. I think that he beats Billy. I think he beats Billy Joe Saunders. And the only guy at 168, I think the only 168 pounder that I think could beat him have a chance to beat him is David Benavidez, and I think he beats Canelo Alvarez. I don't think they make that fight, but I think he beats Canelo Alvarez. I think he'll beat Canelo Alvarez if scorecards and all that stuff aside, just like the lateral movement from Caleb Plant. And also, man, Caleb, and this is something Drew Titan said. I think Drew Titan was very right when he talked about how this guy's punch placement is so good. The one thing that I think about like Vasily Lomachenko, people talk about like how he's the Matrix and this and that, and he changes angles and things like that. The thing that really impresses me about Vasily Lomachenko is his ability to put a punch right where he wants it. How he can go in between the high guard and just split a high guard. How if he gets close enough to you and he's aiming for that liver, he hits that liver shot right at the right spot. And I saw a lot of that. In Caleb Plant, man. Caleb Plant ability to punch between that high guard was very, very precise, man. So all in all, I think Caleb Plant really looked good. I know what's his name? Fitz and Butts. Fig Butts.
Fig and Butts.
Right? I think it is literally Fig and Butts. Or is it it's Fight and Butts.
Fucking Butts.
Fi-Gin Butts. It's Fi-Gin Butts.
That is the worst name in the world. Finger in the butt. Finger in the butt.
Finger in the
Yikes.
butt. Was getting a man. He got pieced up, but he was a tough fighter. I mean, he didn't go down in one shot, but I thought the Caleb Plant actually showed some pretty decent power in that fight too. I mean, the shots that he was landing it was sending that dude's head back. He looked like he picked up some strength from the last couple times I fought. Just looks real good. I mean, dude looks good, man. He's getting more experience. He's very, very confident. One thing I will make an observation about though is when he put him up in that crowd in Nashville, he was thanking his father. He thanked his father, his granddaddy, and they let his wife sit in the back of the ring.
Right.
And didn't say nothing about that. I was like, wonder why you ain't featuring the black chick in Nashville, Tennessee.
Uh-oh.
I don't understand.
Okay, let's not get accused of anything, but I peeped it. I didn't want to say anything.
Didn't you see? Haven't you seen that chick in the ring with him every fight?
Man, I'm on his Instagram. I've seen it.
Yeah, they're right over there. Of course.
Yeah.
But that one in Nashville, when he went to Nashville, he said, I want to thank my granddad. I want to thank my pops, and didn't say anything about wanting to thank his wife. His wife, he said he celebrated his daughter and his mama too. It was all about his family.
Yeah, I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to go there.
I have to go there, dog. I gotta go there.
Yeah, we got a super chat. Yeah.
My man, African Sci-Fi Scout says, smart move by Plant to fight a no-name to stand right in front of him for your homecoming. Wish Hurd and J-Rock would have done the same. Who did Hurd fighting with? Did Hurd J-Rock there? Yeah.
Hurd lost at home. J-Rock lost at home.
Right.
Hey man, got to be what it is. But yeah, there you go, man. That's my take on it, man.
All right.
I want to KC.
Yeah.
You got to try better than that, dog.
I thought I was trying to get you.
Yeah, I didn't even Then I'll acknowledge you now. I saw you.
Oh, okay. You get better.
Too focused.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to address something in the chat real quick. The brother Brian M said Plant is a good prospect fighting B-level fighters. I mean, listen. He's a champion. Once you're a champion, there's no light work. I understand why you would try and say that. But this is why, you're entitled to your opinion, brother, but this is why you forced the Benavidez fight right now. But I wouldn't call him a prospect because he's a champion. Once you're a champion, there's no light work. All right, B-level fighters, what else is available to him? They got to sit there. You know how negotiations work. You got to offers and sit at the table and agree to stuff and get it popping. All right. I don't want to get into that conversation. It sounds like you're trying to take a shot at Plant. And what I'm saying is the shot is unnecessary. It's not, you take those shots, you make those comments once fights on the table and they don't materialize, and we're left on shows discussing, okay, this fight could have happened last month, why it didn't happen. And then you're pointing fingers at management and money and all kinds of conversations that boxing fans shouldn't even be having as far as business is concerned. You understand? So that's why I don't want to make that statement. Okay, the next fight should be, in my opinion, against Benavidez, a top tier opponent, not a punching bag. And I'm not even trying to disrespect Butts like that, because he showed up. He didn't show up to lay down. He was just outclassed. That's it. All right. So, I kind of get the shot that you're trying to take, but prospect, you could take that out of there. He's not a prospect. He has a title.
Hey, let me say something about that, man. He just beat Jose Escadigi. Fight before last, he beat Jose Escadigi. A lot of people were saying Jose Escadigi was the best 168-pound guy the best 160-pound guy that there was. If that dude is not a prospect, that dude is a legitimate fighter, man. You are not going to beat Jose Escadigi and you can't fight. That shit's not going to pop. It's not going to pop up. That dude is a real fighter, man. And he should get credit for what he does, man. That skill, you can tell on his skill set. His skill set is legit, man.
Strong.
That ain't no just some flat out hype job, dude. That dude is deserving the credit that he's getting. And yeah, he definitely did get a couple soft touches the last couple fights. So you can say that, but there's a lot of fighters that get soft touches back to back, especially in the 168-pound division, where really, how deep is the division? I mean, if you got 168-pounder that you think he should be fighting, then that's cool. David Benavidez, Jose, Callum Smith, or Billy Joe Saunders. I could see, what's his name? Gilberto Ramirez. Like, Gilberto Ramirez was there forever and never fought no damn body. But the other guys are like the Durrell brothers. He blast out the Durrell brothers. He ain't both of them. As a matter of fact, didn't he beat them? Who? Or was that David Benavidez that beat up?
That was Benavidez.
That was Benavidez.
Beat up Anthony Durrell. But man, Andy, he's a top 168 man. There ain't nothing prospect about that dude.
Scotty, he beat up Anthony Durrell too.
Andre
Durrell. Yeah, it was Andre Durrell. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't like to call a title holder out their name and refer to them as a prospect. That's like telling them fuck them to their face. You know what I mean? So
he ain't no prospect.
No, he's
planning the champion, the world champion.
Like that, if you want to say, oh, he's a hype job, they're hyping this dude up, that's cool. But he's definitely not a prospect, man. A prospect is like Jaron Ennis is a prospect. Jaron Ennis is a prospect. Virgil Ortiz is a prospect. Those guys are dudes that have not really stepped up to the top level. Plant has proven he can fight at the top level, dude, when he beat Escadigi, in my opinion. And he's an IBF champion, so he's definitely not a prospect. He got a belt.
That's what I'm saying. That's the entire point. So moving along, let's talk about it. Let's talk about Oscar De La Hoya 2.0. The little man, Ryan Garcia, he had a lot going on this weekend. So let's start it off. KQKC, what do you think about Ryan Garcia? What do you think about the knockout? And I also want to point out the aftermath of the fight, because that was more exciting than the fight itself. But go ahead.
Well, you know how I feel about that, Oscar De La Hoya. And Ryan Garcia, yes, he did get the knockout, and yes, he wasn't fighting a good fighter, but Ryan Garcia, he got a little power, but he's not that guy that everybody think. He's not that A-level fighter yet. He got to get in there with someone. Yeah, Devin Haney, and Devin Haney's father approached Bernard Hopkins. Yeah, he approached B-Hop, and he told him, look, who had that guy fought? Who had that guy fought? Ryan Garcia is not that guy. Make the fight then. Because, look, sometimes the guys get in the ring and they know they're coming in the ring. They got to have permission anyway. And, just for show, especially Oscar De La Hoya, with his ass. And so, but, make the fight and let's see, Haney and Garcia go in it. See, Garcia and chin never been tested. He's flat-footed. you know, and that's what was going on in the chat. I was telling Kurt about, you know, most your Hispanic fighters are flat-footed. They believe that boxing is standing there face to face and just throwing. They don't believe in boxing, the sweet science, moving, you know, and this and that. They believe in just standing there and throwing 100-some punches to one of y'all fall out or get busted up. That's what they want. They don't want no moving. They don't want none of that because they start boring, as you notice. So, but Ryan Garcia, not in that fight, but Ryan Garcia, you know, I think he's going to be his worst enemy because now he's like, well, I got 1 million some people on Instagram. I got this and that, and you know, and Canelo is, you know, he's pumping him up, which he should. You know, he's another fighter, but I think he's gonna be his worst nightmare because Ryan Garcia think he's better than actually what he is. Now, a fighter always has something to learn. You're not gonna be 100% perfect. You know, you're gonna always have to learn something. And that's the thing about Ryan Garcia. He's gonna have to learn to take a shot, a flush shot, and shake it off and get right back in there and do what you have to do. But he haven't had to face that yet. His competition hasn't been up in his face yet. He haven't been in that booth yet, banging, you know, shoulder to shoulder, you know, a free arm going upside his head. You know, he haven't done none of that yet. And I think he's not overrated. He just haven't. He's a star before he's a star. If you kind of understand what I'm saying, you know.
I got you.
Yeah, he's a star before he ever fought anyone and make a statement. You got to make a statement. You know. Yes, he did catch my man coming in, and everybody knows that you don't reach because you're gonna get countered. That's what happens. You don't reach, you're gonna get countered every time. Just like you don't throw an uppercut too far away, you're gonna get countered. You know, so if he had a more experienced fighter in there and a more technical fighter, I think Ryan Garcia would have had a fight on his hands. You know, have we seen him get knocked down? Have we seen him get busted up? No, we haven't. And when he does, how would he handle it? Would he panic or what would he do? You know, so I'd like to see that chin get tested. You know, so right now, you know, hey, the jury's still out on him. You know, so that's all I have.
Yeah, I agree with everything you're saying. He was in the ring with it. Now, okay, the term prospect, you want to apply that term, you apply it to Ryan Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
You can apply it to him. And I don't, and here's why. He hasn't done anything. 1 million Instagram followers doesn't really do shit for me. He was in the ring. I mean, there's a bunch of big booty hoes on Instagram with millions of followers. I mean, so what? Who are they? Are they getting Beyonce money? What are they talented for? What do they do? Do they sing? Do they dance? Or do they just get on Instagram and shake their ass in front of a bunch of thirsty men and women? Yeah, that's the era we living in, men and women. But anyway, just because you're celebrated doesn't mean you're great. And you've seen that in boxing countless times. Countless times. If you ever been out to Jersey, God rest Arturo Gatti, but I've been out to Atlantic City on fight weeks when he was fighting, and he was a talk of the boardwalk. Gatti. And I'm like, man, you know, this guy's a walking ass whooping. You know, but they loved him out there. The Italians loved him out. They loved Gatti. But the truth of the matter is, when you put him in the ring with a pure boxer, there was like a 70% chance he was going to get his ass whipped. All right. And I'm not comparing Ryan Garcia, his skill set, to Arturo Gatti. You know, I'm talking about Arturo Gatti. Arturo Gatti's skill set got better once he got with Buddy McGirt. But that's another conversation. But Ryan Garcia was in the ring with a predictable target. That guy got knocked out with the left hook. He just got hit with 3 more times prior.
Right.
You know, he was trying to go in for the body. Ryan cracked him with the left. And I said, okay. And then he did it again, cracked him with the left. I said, okay, he should bring it up top. Then he did it again. I'm like, what is he doing? Then he went for the 1-2. Ryan cracked him again, and he went to sleep. And he was on the floor staring up at the lights, and the fight got raved off immediately. Sort of like how Didn't him falling? Didn't it remind you of how Fury fell? Fell on his head, looking up at the lights. Yeah, exactly.
Waved it off like right away.
Right away. Waved it off like right away. No count, nothing. But we'll get to that. But Ryan, I really didn't care for the fight because once they mixed it up, I kind of saw where it was gonna go. I said, this is over within 3 rounds, and boom, the fight ended. Now, the aftermath after the fight. The brother Devin Haney got in the ring and did exactly what I wanted him to do. Devin's about that life. Shout out to Devin. Shout out to Bill, his father, Trill Bill, we call him. But even better than that, I mean, Ryan didn't back down. And they have some history in the amateurs. I understand. But the greatest thing that I saw last night in reference to that fight was when Bill and Devin walked up on B-Hop.
Right.
that was golden. It's on YouTube. Y'all go look at it. That was golden. And that was the first time there was a long pause in B-Hop's conversation when they asked him. They said, "Yo, who'd he beat?" And he got stuck. And Radio Raccoon was standing there with the mic in his face, and he got stuck. I thought my video paused, but I said, "No, I hear audio. Why is he stuck?" He was stuck like you hit pause on a video game. He was stuck, and he's talking about building the fight. Yo, listen, man. Build what? They want that smoke now. Have we not learned in the last 2 years what waiting to try and build fights will do? Ryan can fuck around going in and lose to somebody. And I'm not going to say that about Devin because everybody is running from Devin. I think that's pretty proven. Devin is calling for all the smoke. And I'm telling you, I've spoken to Bill, and if you watch how they're moving, they know what they're doing. They're not just flapping their gums, man. They're not just flapping their gums. They want all smoke. They ain't playing. Oscar's going to make Ryan start playing. In this run game, I'm getting sick of it, man. They need to put pressure on Ryan, and if he's not about that life, move on. You understand what I'm saying? Right. But that was hilarious. They left B-Hop stuck. He was stuck. Yeah. That was crazy. But Ryan, I guess you could say he had a good outing that night, but it was against an opponent I've never heard of. No one cared for that guy, and whatever, man. Make the fight. Make it now. Oscar won't make it now because he wants to build Ryan. Ryan got a lot of man fans on the gram. It's disgusting. But anyway, Kurt, your thoughts. Ryan Garcia.
Well, Fonseca is basically ring worn. Tank knocked him out, in 8 rounds. So they trying to use that, in Ryan's favor. Well, Tank, it took 8 rounds to get rid of Fonseca, and he did it in 1, which really doesn't mean anything. It's when you catch a fighter. But, they're trying to make him a matinee idol / James Dean of boxing. And, they're trying to pattern him after Oscar De La Hoya, but he still leaves his chin up in the air. Even when he threw the hook, his chin was right up in the air because even though he's fast, he's stiff, I was studying him, breaking down the fights that, recent fights of his, and his problem is going to be his defense. When somebody can really punch back, say like a quick-handed counter puncher that can slip his left hook, and counter him. His chin is up in the air. I noticed that, him and Canelo, they talk a lot about, because he's supposed to be mentoring him. And I noticed they talk a lot about American fighters. You hear names like Muhammad Ali, who, Canelo has a big mural on his wall when he trains. And much to my surprise, I don't know y'all caught this, but after the fight, he said that was a Sugar Ray Robinson move. And I was shocked when he said that. And he said, I was watching Sugar Ray Robinson and he dipped to this side and threw the left hook. That was my Sugar Ray Robinson move. And I was like, whoa. So that means he's studying American fighters because, I think the trainer Reynoso and De La Hoya, they got this thing going on where they say, we're gonna fight more like them to be successful. I see what they trying to do because they bring up the names a lot, and he mentioned Muhammad Ali last week, Ryan Garcia, and so it's hard to gauge these young guys at 135, which we'll get into later, who's the don of that division. I would like to see him fight better competition. He fought Duno, and he fought Fonseca. They all have flaws to me. Haney has flaws as well. They're young, so I understand that. Nobody's perfect, but that will be a good barometer test for both fighters. Two young fighters going at it, make the fight now. Haney and Garcia, and you got Teofimo and Lomachenko. Man, there's a traffic jam at 135, and we want to see who's going to be the last man standing. They both can have time to improve. Devin Haney, let's see what happens when he come back from his injury. But I like that fight. Garcia. Now he's going to fight Linares. See, it's smart because Linares, I was never big on him anyway. He was knocked out multiple times. And he just came off a knockout against Cano. He won on the undercard, and he has a name and history. He's a 3-time world champion. Right. So that's perfect for Ryan Garcia to beat him and say, look, I beat a named fighter. But, Linares is, past his prime. So they're trying to build Ryan Garcia. I know we all know what they're trying to do, but the real test for both fighters, Haney and Garcia, will be against each other.
Yeah. Fanon, your thoughts?
Oh man, Ryan Garcia is a prospect. I mean, he's a prospect, and they're building him. He's in a good situation because he's got a big promoter and he's got a network backing him. But I think that they're just building them. I think they're building them slowly, and they're right to do that. I don't really have an issue with his performance. I mean, Fonseca, like Curtis Anderson said, had been knocked out maybe 3 fights ago against Gervonta Davis on the undercard of McGregor versus Mayweather, and that was the one where Tank lost his IBF strap on the scale. Fonseca, Fonseca refused to engage with Gervonta Davis. So Gervonta Davis had to kind of, start doing, fighting a little bit out of sorts. But as soon as Gervonta Davis laid a hand on him, the dude was gone. So I didn't expect much difference out of this with Ryan Garcia. In fact, I knew the fight was going to be a knockout once the fight was announced because, one of the things that Oscar De La Hoya is very good at, Oscar De La Hoya is a very good matchmaker. Unless he's talking about Floyd Mayweather Jr. and has his own personal feelings wrapped up and he says something that's kind of funny. But he's a very, very good matchmaker. And so I know that he's not about to put Ryan Garcia in a situation where Ryan Garcia can't win. I was actually at a friend's house and I went there to watch the fight. The guy that says, woo, Blair Cobb,
Yeah.
Blair Cobb. A friend of mine is cool with Blair Cobb and his manager. So I went to his house to watch the fight. And the wife his wife is Mexican, and his mother and her mother was there. And hey, Wilbag, I'm gonna come to you in a second, dog, because you're doing some serious fucking trolling right now. Okay, I see you, dog, and you trolling your ass off. All right, you are walking the line, dog. Okay, I'm just telling you. I see you trolling steady for about 20 minutes. So that's why I got your shit right up here so I can correct you, and I get right to it. Gamboa did get knocked out. Okay, you support a man who kissed AB in the club, and I'm suspect for questioning the power of a man who couldn't stop Gamboa. No, you suspect for saying this Gamboa didn't get stopped because his ass got knocked out in the 11th round. Did you watch the fucking fight? You're just pulling shit out your ass, Woolbag. Okay, Terence Crawford. We're gonna get to Terence Crawford later, dog. Okay, but you've been fucking trolling your ass off this morning, dog. And you need to Pump your because you over. I'm watching you. No, dude, you corrected yourself. You trolling your ass off this morning. Okay? You're trolling your ass off. Slow fucking down, dog. Now, back to Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia, I think, is going to be a good fighter because he's going to be made a good fighter. He's got a great team around him. Oscar De La Hoya knows what he's doing, but they're not going to put him anywhere near Devin Haney. Like Devin Haney, like all the call out and all that stuff, I think that was good for Devin Haney to get Devin Haney's name out there to promote Devin Haney. But the fight with Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, I don't even think that it's real. It's not realistic that that's going to happen anytime soon, man. You know, but and I think when it does happen, it's going to happen at 147 pounds. I don't think that Devin Haney.
Oh,
what do you say?
I said, oh my God.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen
at 147.
I think Ryan Garcia is going to be at 147, man. Ryan Garcia is not going to stay at 135 pounds. He's too tall. Both of these guys are in their early 20s. Both of these guys, did you see Mikey Garcia, the picture with Mikey Garcia facing off with Devin Haney?
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Dude is way bigger than Mikey Garcia, man. Way bigger.
Yeah, he's
both of those guys, like, see the group of guys, like Devin Haney, not Shakur Stevenson, but Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, and Ryan Garcia. All those guys went pro earlier than they would have gone because of the age limit for the Olympics. Well, those guys, I believe all those guys turned pro around 19 years old. Teofimo Lopez, I think, is going to wind up at 147. I think Ryan Garcia is going to wind up at 147. I think Devin Haney is going to wind up at 147. Just like Oscar De La Hoya started at what did he start at 130? Wasn't he
130?
130.
Yeah, so he started at 130, went to 135, went to 140, went to 147. I see the same thing happening for Ryan Garcia as he fills out because he's still a kid, man. So, but that's where I see those guys match up. I see somebody said, maybe 140, but 140 is not a money division. I think as soon as these guys clear out of the 147-pound division, and that by that I mean guys like Errol Spence Jr., Sean Porter, Manny Pacquiao, Danny Garcia, Terence Crawford. Once those guys clear out of 147, either because they go up in a weight or because they retire, because those guys are all 29, 30, 31, 32, that this batch of young dudes are going to wind up in 147. I don't know if guys like Jerron Ennis, who's almost 6 feet tall, I think he might be like 5'11".
Yeah, he's tall.
Yeah, and Virgil Ortiz. I don't know if those guys. I would suspect that those guys are going to be up into 154 and might be into 160 by the time these guys move up. So that's why I don't even see these guys I don't really see these guys as lightweights. I see like Tank staying, and provided he's disciplined and ain't cracking off, just fucking off and doing all this nonsense that he's doing. I see him staying at around 135 pounds, and I see the excellent kid out of he's out of Camden, isn't he? What's Brick City? What's Brick City? New Jersey. Is that Camden?
That's Newark. That's Newark.
Yeah, what's the kids from Newark? What's the kid? Shakur
Stevenson?
Yeah, so I see Shakur Stevenson getting up into 135 and staying at 135. I think these dudes might wind up being up there at 147. But I mean, I like Ryan Garcia, and as far as the Devin Haney thing goes, I think that's just, I think that's good to get Devin Haney's name out there. And I don't know what Bernard Hopkins is about to say other than this. I'm not going to let you whoop his ass now. This is you fucking kidding me? Oh, that's the part that I mentioned about the Mexican women. They were like, they looked at Ryan Garcia. They said, oh, is that Oscar De La Hoya's son? And they, who were half interested in watching the fight, got on their phones and started looking up whether or not they were the father or not, whether he was related to him. And I was like, oh, shit. This is what they talk about. This is what they're talking about. They talk about these young girls getting, that first subject we brought up. That's what they're going to try to sell with Ryan Garcia. And they ain't about to throw that money away, letting him get beat up by Devin Haney.
Well, HBO did that successfully. If you guys, people in the chat, if you was around back then or you was a kid back then, what people don't know is that that was a major marketing. That was a major part of the marketing in Oscar De La Hoya when he was with HBO. They what they did was they did a study, and they found out that a majority of the views came from women because they thought he was a handsome kid. You know, they didn't give a shit about boxing. It was how he looked. You understand what I'm saying? But let's stay right there with the conversation.
Let me do one thing though, man. I do want to say something about what I ain't letting KQKC slide with this. KQKC. There's Mexican boxers don't just stand there and take shots, dog. There's a lot of
not all of them. I mean, but most of them they leave it
man. The good ones do. They don't stand there and take shots, dog. Those dudes, they're not going to necessarily move that. They're not necessarily going to, they're not going to circle the ring and do all that type of stuff. Even though Oscar De La Hoya was more than equipped to do that shit. Oscar De La Hoya, he might be a bitch, dog, but that bitch could fight, dog. Real top notch fighter. But no, those guys ain't just. I mean, they're not just the type of dudes who's just going to sit there and take shots, man. Their defense is one of inches, and they're definitely tend to be aggressive. And there's a bunch of them. I wouldn't even call them flat-footed. Flat-footed and somebody that's going to hold their ground and have their back foot set so they can maximize the power. It's just a slight difference. But anyway, yeah, that's me on that subject.
No, I feel what you're saying, but some you got some that do move. You got some that that was just stay there and just throw. But I understand.
We got some super chats.
Okay, yeah. My Dre's Finest said that's how they pushed Oscar back in the day. Actually, let me go over here, man. I'm gonna do them from here because several that I didn't read. Dre's Finest said that's how they pushed Oscar back in the day. Absolutely, man. But Oscar could fight his ass off, dog. He started off at a lower weight class, is whooping the shit out of people he was way bigger than. But then he moved up to 147 pounds. One thing I'll say about Oscar De La Hoya, man, Oscar De La Hoya will fight anybody, man. Oscar De La Hoya wasn't one of these dudes that were, he would get in the ring with cats he didn't even have to fight, man. I think Oscar De La Hoya, even though, man, what all that appliances and all that crap he got going on, dude, that dude could fight, man. He had a lot of heart, and I was not a fan. I wasn't a fan at all. Yeah, the appliances. Or what do you call it? The spatulas and shit like that. Dominique One said, "Where blood boxing at? One of those young women must have put that pow yow on him." Yeah, he caught one of them. He caught one of them 235 pounds.
Big Shirley. He called Big Shirley last night. He had Big Shirley.
Yeah. 5'9", 235. The Afros and Sci-Fi Scholar says, "Smart move by Plant to fight a no-name and stand right in front of him." Okay, I got that. In front of him for your homecoming. Wish Hurd and J-Rock would have done the same. All right, so we caught up on the super chats, man. Oh, and sorry for snapping full bag, but I'm reading the comment. I'm just realizing, man, you starting arguments, dog. You trying to start arguments. That's why I said it's trolling. You trying to start shit with people. Go ahead, though, man.
I want to say something real quick about De La Hoya. People forget real quick what he said. Remember back in the day when he was fighting, he said black fighters couldn't take it to the body, and then he got knocked out by Bernard Hopkins with a body shot. A lot of people forget that.
I remember that clearly. But we can stay right there as far as the lightweights are concerned. I'm gonna keep it right there on you for now. Rank these young guys, these lightweights: Lopez, Garcia, and Haney. Where do you rank those guys?
Man, I think I might rank them just like you ordered them, dog. I think I might rank them just like you ordered them. Lopez, Haney. Ryan Garcia, man. I think that Lopez. The reason just right now that I would say Lopez over Haney is because Lopez beat Comey, and I think that's a better win. I think that's a better win than Devin Haney has. Now, Devin Haney has been the champion. But Devin Haney didn't actually beat somebody to win the championship. It's because somebody ducked him. So I think he deserves. Obviously, he's somebody that is a terrific fighter. has people, feeling like he ain't worth the risk. Like Lomachenko, I think there's a chance he could have gave Lomachenko that work. And I think there's a chance he could beat Teofimo Lopez. But I would have to put Teofimo Lopez just ahead of him because of the fact that the way that he destroyed Richard Comey. You know what I mean? And he's just got that one punch that other people don't have, man. And that's tough to come by, dude. When you got somebody who's just can short circuit your fucking electricity, that's something serious. But I mean, I don't see a significant gap between Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney. And I think that Devin Haney is probably the better fighter, the more technically sound dude. It's just that I would put Lopez over him right now because of the guy that he beat to get the belt, and because he's just got that ability to turn your lights out, man. And that is some shit that can really get you out of a lot of trouble. I haven't seen Devin Haney really. Devin Haney has shown me everything but tremendous power, right? Just tremendous boxing skill, speed, footwork, eyes. The dude's eyes are some of the best eyes in boxing. And by that, I mean, dude, this dude is I'm going to try to get my eyes open, but I think that's a talent in boxing or in sports that is underestimated. Your ability to keep your eyes open and see everything that's coming. I think Devin Haney has all of that. It's just that power from Lopez and that victory has him over me. Now, I think Devin Haney dog walks and embarrasses Ryan Garcia at this point. I think Devin Haney probably has a good chance to beat Tank. I think he's got a good chance to beat Tank. I wouldn't say I'm 100% that he beats Tank, but I think that he's got a very good chance to beat Tank because of his foot speed. It's kind of like Devin Haney's foot speed to me is similar to Teofimo Lopez's punching power. It's something that really can neutralize a fight and cause a lot of trouble for people. Like my man Curtis says, that rhythmic and perpetual motion can be a bitch. So that's where I would say I think there might be another lightweight that I'm missing. Besides just the three of them, is there somebody else? There's Shakur Stevenson, but Shakur Stevenson's at 130.
He's at 130.
Or is he 126? He's at 126. No, I think he's 126. He's down there with Gary Russell at 126.
Shakur Stevenson, I believe, is 126.
Yeah, it's Gary Russell Jr. and Josh Warrington, and somebody else are down there at 126. Leo Santa Cruz was there, but Leo Santa Cruz now went up to 130.
Fuck that guy. Anyway, Curtis, I didn't want to stay on it. As soon as you said his name, man, I want to punch my wall. Curtis, same question. How do you rate those guys? What do you rank those guys in? Which order?
Well, Fanon said it perfectly. I got it just like him. Lopez knockout victory over Kame, makes him the front runner. He's fighting Lomachenko. I can't wait for that fight. But I got Lopez, Haney, and Garcia. Haney, I believe, out of all of them, has the biggest upside. He has a lot going for him. His natural athletic ability. He has to tweak some things as well. I feel he throw his punches too long. He has to shorten up his punches. He didn't look great last fight, but that happens. Lopez didn't look great before the Comey fight against Nakatani. So every fight is different. It's a different energy, different style opponent. So a lot goes into one fight to the next. I was impressed by Lopez's power. I knew he was going to get Comey out of there. Comey throw. I don't like fighters who throw, in boxing terminology, long punches. Like Comey. Comey, had great success in the first round with his jab. But soon as he loaded up, that's when Lopez caught him. Teofimo has fast twitch muscles and athleticism that's going to cause Lomachenko problems. So May 30th is set. I believe it's not etched in stone, but they're talking about it, at the Garden. Let's see what happens against Lomachenko, and we can gauge him. Haney coming back off injury, see what he's going to do. Garcia is supposed to be fighting Linares at the Staples Center, but just like Fanon, I got it. Lopez 1, Haney 2, and Garcia 3. So they're gonna have to fight each other to get rid of that log jam right now. So that's the way I see it.
Yeah, I see it the same way. In exact order. That's why I gave it in the order I gave it, man. I mean, without getting into all this technical talk, that's just how I see it. That's just how I see it. Right now, I got Haney as a middleman only because Lopez got that commie body on his resume, and Garcia, he's looking good against people he's supposed to look good against. So as it stands right now, that's the order, and the only way we can sort this out is if these guys will get in the ring. Now, I mean, this is boxing. That's how we sort it out. But if they hang around and go up north and wait, and they do what Fanon said, and they don't meet until 147, then this is just going to be a topic for debate for the next 2-3 years. And that's frustrating the hell out of me. But anyway, KQKC, your thoughts on that?
Yes, sir. Well, I got it pretty much the same, but Telefino Lopez, I think he got a little more strength than Devin Haney. Now, Devin Haney is more athletic, more speed, more agile than Telefino Lopez and Garcia. And Lopez and Haney is way advanced than Garcia, in strength, movement, and all those factors. And yes, Telefino Lopez had that Comey fight, and that pretty much catapulted him, in front of them. And but Haney, now he's grew up, and he got that so-called man strength, and and so now,
God damn,
yeah,
you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, but yeah, I have it like that. But the thing is, Telefino Lopez, when he gets in there, see, he gonna learn. See, he's still young. All three of them are young kids. They gonna have to learn some things. Experience is a good teacher. And sometimes you have to learn by experience. Sometimes like President 44 used to say, they're gonna have a teachable moment. So they're gonna have to learn how to take a hit, keep coming, or change up on a dime. They're gonna have to learn all those, but you learn that by fighting. If you don't fight, how you gonna know? How you gonna be the best if you don't fight the best, or who you think the best? So that's what I think. They should have but Telefino Lopez he's the best out of the two right now. Haney is coming up real good. He started young. He went pro early. He went to Mexico and went pro, and he has the most experience. So Haney, he's looking good. He's looking good, real good. He got that star power already, and so now, hey, you got to bag up what you say. So that's how I see it. Yeah.
Fair enough. Mm-hmm. All right, next topic, man. This is the topic. This for you, Wobag. But first, let's get to that super chat, Mr. Mont. Mr. Mont, so you want to read that? No? You're on mute, brother.
Sorry about that. I like Garcia, but anyone who fights with his chin straight up, anyone who fights straight up with his chin in the air is going to get caught by someone who isn't supposed to beat him. Yeah, that's a good way to get your head taken off. That's for dang sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, let's get it, man. This for you, Wobag. Terence Bud Crawford. All right. Man. What did this brother do next?
We did that for Wobag.
Yep. What is this brother gonna do next, man? And before I'm gonna throw it to you first, Fanon. But listen, this isn't hate, man. This isn't hate. The brother's talented, man. Pound for pound, one of the best in the game, man. But goddamn, what's he gonna do? Spence ain't next. All right, fine. He's not getting Spence next. Now what? What do you do now? You see the options. So in lieu of all the options that we would like to see on the PBC side of the street, you know, the street that Tim Bradley said that didn't want any part of the Top Rank side, which is bullshit, but whatever. You pick Van Helsing, or potentially Van Helsing. Why is that guy even coming up? But I'll rant on that later, man. Fanon, you go ahead and take this.
All right. Well, before I get into this, man, Jay Cooley said, damn, Jermell Herring is not in these conversations. Why not? Because Jermell Herring is not a lightweight. I do not believe. I think isn't Jermell Herring at 130 pounds? Pretty sure he's I think he moved down from 135 to 130. And
he's at 130.
Yeah, he's at 130, so he's not a lightweight. And second, he's not a young lightweight, because we could say other lightweights could have. That's why we didn't say anything about Lomachenko, because Lomachenko is not a young lightweight. Those dudes are all close to 30 years old. The question was about the young guys, the guys that are 19, who are 21, 22, 23, not the guys who are 30, 29, 30, 31. That was just the question. But as far as what Terence Crawford's going to do, he's going to suck y'all money dry. That's what he's going to do. And talk shit and fight nobody. That's what it is. That's what he's going to do. There ain't nobody for him to fight. So Manny Pacquiao just said who he wanted to fight, or at least Freddie Roach did. Freddie Roach said he wanted to have him fight Danny Garcia. And then after that, Errol Spence. He said he didn't want to fight. He didn't want Manny to fight Errol Spence right away because Errol Spence car accident. Errol Spence Jr. wants to fight Manny Pacquiao. Or he's going to want, if he doesn't, they're not going to throw him in there with Terence Crawford right away. They're going to put him in there with what's the dude's name? Who's trying to make a practice of saying these guys' names right. His name is Abdikatsarov. Abdikatsarov, the IBF mandatory for Errol Spence. So he's going to do that. So who Terence Crawford's going to fight somebody that either with Top Rank, like a Alexander Busputin, or there was the conversation about Van Helsing, and by that you mean Van Herden, or he's going to fight. They're going to pull Chris Algieri's ass up out of the water, or they're going to do something like that. But he's not going to fight anybody. And Woolbag and Drink More Water, y'all ain't going to ask him to fight nobody. Who he should be fighting, is Sean Porter. He's right there, a real fight. But we can't have that fight, right? We can't have that fight. We got to either sit around, wait and said, I have some Sean Porter news. Be right back in about 4 minutes. All
right. You see, this is the shit I'm talking about. Now, here's my assessment on that. Now listen carefully. Are there any major events between now and summertime that there will be sporting events that they'll be airing anywhere on ESPN that they can throw a Bud Crawford event on before or after that event, like on ESPN? Because that's been the strategy for him to maintain views. They'd like to throw him on after the Heisman Awards and before people could turn the channel. Like, oh look, boxing's on. I'll just leave it on ESPN.
The NBA playoffs. Well, the playoffs ain't until June anyway, are they?
Yeah, the playoffs ain't until June.
Nobody.
Listen, this has been a scheme. Bud did one pay-per-view and it didn't do blockbuster numbers. All right. A fight against Sean Porter puts asses in the seats. And you see, I really don't like talking about business, but since niggas, the internet done made everybody experts, and you got motherfuckers talking about business like we all experts now. But since we want to talk about that, since we want to talk like that, fine. What sells more seats? Porter or Van Helsing? What generates more intrigue? Porter or Helsing? Stop fucking with me, man. Stop fucking with me. Let's stop. I want to root for Bud, but he's making it impossible at this point, man. Impossible. Dre Finest got a super chat, brother.
Oh, is Bud gonna fight the Vampire Slayer Van Helsing? I don't know, man. I don't think so because it got shit on as soon as he started missing. I think we lost KQKC. Hopefully he'll hop back on real quick.
Kurt, your thoughts?
Well, oh man, I'm a huge Terence Crawford fan, man, and what I see is what nobody's talking about. Since that new contract he got, I think Crawford has gotten very comfortable. And nobody, because his attitude says it all, man. He doesn't really care. He don't care about legacy. He don't care about none of that. I don't think he's going to be around that long. I just think he won a couple more fights, 2 or 3 more fights, and call it a career. The worst thing, for us boxing fans, when you have a talented fighter who doesn't really care about legacy, it is what it is. He don't want to talk to certain people. He's very, comfortable going fishing and fighting who he wants to fight, and that's basically it. He used to be aggressive in his attitude, and his attitude has totally changed. I hope Van Heerden, I hope that's not true because he'll get lambasted for that. The Ugas fight is on the table. The Porter fight is on the table, but I don't think those fights are going to happen, man. I just noticed a change in Crawford, his demeanor and his personality. I think he is very comfortable because $3.5 million a fight, it doesn't matter who. He get back-end money, of course, of a A-list fighter, or he got back-end money when he fought Khan. But, man, it's very frustrating. His career should be further along, but, for some reason he's content. When he says Porter's my friend, friends has fought before, has gotten the ring and fought each other, so, I don't know why that fight can't be made, but I don't know, man. It's very frustrating, man. And, I'm from an era where it wasn't even a thought about, the best fighting the best, but that was a while ago. This is a new day and age in 2020. And, man, I had him at number 1 pound for pound because his skill set, Terence Crawford can fight, man, but it's the attitude and, let's see what happens. I don't know who the hell he's going to fight, but I'm worried about his attitude, man. It seems like he doesn't really care. So that's what we see from Crawford. And I don't know. I'm frustrated. I don't know what to say. So
his attitude is similar. His attitude is similar to Demetrius Andre's attitude, man. He's content being mediocre. He got his bag, his family's set, and he really doesn't give a shit as long as he has fucking fans that justify these moves. Now understand, I don't hate this guy. The guy can fight. I'm not degrading his skill set. What I am saying is I'm a fan, man. I'm a fan. I want to see these guys mix it up, and I want to see one guy emerge as the best. All of this opposite side of the street in Tim Bradley, this milk dud head ass looking nigga caping for you, man. Come on, man. Stop. You're good. I want to see if you're great. All this politics and bullshit, I'm beyond it, man. The fights are there. Take them. Take those goddamn fights, man. Yo, what you doing?
Really care. He doesn't really care, man. I see it. I ain't want to admit it before, but he doesn't really care. He's from Omaha, Nebraska. It's not really a hotbed for boxing. So when you have guys like that, that's photo from those, not hotbed of boxing states like Nebraska, they tend to have a whole hum attitude. He goes fishing a lot. He's grounded, but he's too grounded to the point where he doesn't care. Earl did all the heavy lifting. Earl aggressively, you could tell in his attitude. When Mikey was saying, I want to fight that guy, Earl didn't take him serious. And then Earl said, you get under my skin, I'll make the fight. And he made an example out of Mikey Garcia. Crawford is, the total opposite, and, that's what people see. And it's very frustrating. I was a huge Terence Crawford fan, man. But what you going to say or do? I hope I hope it's not Van Heerden, man. I don't think it's going to be. I don't know who the hell it's going to be. So, frustrating.
His fans don't think so. But yo, KQ, yo, KQKC. First of all, what the fuck are you doing down there? What was going on?
Oh man, nothing.
I told you he be looking crazy down there, don't he?
What you got on this Bud Crawford thing, brother?
Man, look, Stymie, he had it all. Well, that's Tim Bradley, the second little black little rascal. Mm-hmm. That's what I call him. He had it wrong. Well, first of all, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, they had that rematch clause before he even got with Top Rank. So don't say that Deontay Wilder only one that got real balls to come over across the street, because it was already there. But he got plenty of people he can fight at 147. But the point is, do he want to fight him? You see, is he happy and content and just sitting around waiting, maybe fighting once a year, somebody that people don't like or people don't never heard of? I'm tired of hearing about these fighters fighting people that we don't know. Like I say, to be the best, you got to fight the best. And yes, Terence Crawford, he's a smart ass, outside the ring. That's what he is. He's one of those guys that I only talk to him. He got to say something good about me or I'm not going to talk to him. I've been riding his ass for 2 weeks, so he might be calling me pretty soon because I've been really riding his ass. But see, but you have to understand, you're not the A side no more. If it's a such thing as an A side, you see, you're not going to sit there and just wait on Earl Spence. You're not going to be next anyway, because we know where Bob Arum and Al Heyman lay. They've been in the courtrooms together. We know they don't like each other. Well, at least Bob don't like him, put it that way. But, it's not going to be an easy fight to make. 2 different networks. I mean, it's just not going to be that easy. And Terence Crawford, he's a good fighter, don't get me wrong. But at 140, it wasn't no real killers there at that time. Not like it is now. So, I mean, at 140, when he unified, I mean, he fought what? Ndongo? I mean, it wasn't really no one that really was putting him against the wall and getting testing. Gamboa jumped up 2 weight classes. I mean, come on. I mean, we just got to call it what it is. But like I say, he's a good fighter, and everybody's switching. Ain't nothing special now. So, but what he need to do is, he pretty much, I'm not gonna say he fell out of love with boxing, but he just, happy and content with what he's doing and where he at, and that he got a boss, that he can't make a move, because all that talking that shit on the Instagram and all that doesn't matter. Why? Because he has a boss. That's why. He doesn't matter, because he has a boss, and that's what it is. He has a boss. So,
well, I want to rephrase the question to before we get to the super chats. I want to rephrase the question then. Let me ask all the Bud fans or 1 or 2 fans he got. Let me rephrase the question. Do you not want to see Bud beat the shit out of all these PBC guys so we can stop talking shit? Not even talking shit. Just stop asking. We asking for the same thing. Are we not wanting the same thing? Do we not want the same thing? We want the same things. So if you want to see Bud emerge as the best in the game, what does he have to do? Because ain't nobody tap dancing over on the PBC side, man. They're there.
Right.
Top Rank can work with the PBC. That's proven. We got a fight coming up this weekend. It's Top Rank and PBC. So stop the bullshit, man. Come on now. Come on, Bud. Come on. We're rooting for you. We're rooting for you, right, Bud? Come on now. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Fanon, you there? Oh shit, that's not Fanon. That's Biggie. What's up, Big Papa? It's good.
Yeah,
Notorious.
He stepped away from it. But you know what? But yeah, but we want to see Bud Crawford do well. We want to see the best fights possible, the best fights that can be made. I don't want to see Joe Blow from Kyrgyzstan or some shit. And that we never heard. He got 30-0, but we'll never know who he fought. I don't want to see that.
Wait, hold on. IPP. You know what's irritating? Your mama trying to floss her teeth with my pubic hairs. That shit is irritating. Tell that bitch to cut that shit out. All right? So while she's trying to eat a dick between 2 slices of bread, all right, tell her to get on her job, all right? I try and manscape the best way that I can, but she keeps trying to pluck the fucking hairs and floss her goddamn teeth because she loves me. Hoe ass nigga. Anyway, let me address these super chats real quick.
Okay.
Okay, we got Jonathan Wilderbing, Ramos TKO with 1 second left. Was it a good? Oh my!
It was terrible. Did you just leave, Drew?
No. I'm here. That was bad. You want to cook on that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
that
go ahead.
Was ridiculous. First of all, but it was ridiculous, but it was beautiful at the same time, dog. I feel sorry for the dude that had that happen to him, but it just proved Jack Reese is a fucking hypocrite. Because Jack Reese waved that fight off with 1 second left in the fight. There's no way that dude could have landed another punch, man. No other way. No way that he could have landed another punch. But Fox said, well, it's not his job, Kenny fucking whatever the fuck his name is.
Right.
Brian Kenny.
Said,
Kenny. Well, it's not his job to watch the clock. He's the ref. He's not a clock keeper. Dude, then why did he say that he let the fight go on for Deontay Wilder for the good of boxing? See? His job ain't the commissioner of boxing either. And he made that decision. It was a terrible stoppage. And then he said the guy wobbled. No, the guy tripped over his foot. He tripped and waved it off. That was crap. But I'm glad it happened to Jack Reese, because Jack Reese was looking sick in that corner. Sick. Like, God dang, 1 second left. I decided to fight. Yeah, dude, you decided to fight. The guy was on his feet, could have walked forward, and bing, the bell rings, it goes to the card, dude. That shit, he decided that fight just like he helped to decide the Deontay Wilder-Tyson Fury fight, because we brought this up earlier. Tyson Fury did not fail the exact, and it's up on my Twitter. You can go check out my Twitter. It's up there. The fight where Ryan Garcia knocked out that dude, that guy fell the exact same way Tyson Fury fell. The exact same way. And the guy never even picked up the count. Never picked up the count. The guy fell out, hands out. He walked up, held his chin and waved it off right away. The guy didn't say anything, didn't move anything because he wouldn't let him move. But Jack Reese, the guy falls flat out like this, and he's, come on, get up. Get up. 1. Get up. 2. Terrible, dude. Terrible.
Yeah. I always say time reveals all truth, and here we are. I knew it was going to happen, and I knew it would happen to him. I absolutely knew it would happen to him. Curtis, what you think about that real quick?
Well, when they said the ref not responsible for time and they don't know what's going on, that's a lie, because almost after each round a red light goes off indicating that the round get ready to end, and the referee does know what's going on. I always said that Reese had a personal vested interest in that Fury and Wilder fight. He could have called that fight off, and 1 second left to go in the fight. Last night you called the fight off because the guy tripped over his feet. He could have. Well, it was only 1 second. By the time the guy came across the ring, the fight would have been over. But I don't like Jack Reese. I wish he don't get no more big fights, man. Like I said, there's something personal that he had vested in that Fury and Wilder fight, man. And last night he calls, the fight off with 1 second left. So, the hell with Jack Reese, man. But like Fanon said, it was beautiful and sad at the same time. Excuse me, because the guy fought well. Goodfella, his nickname, Petrella, something like that. I've seen him before, but he fought very well, man. He didn't see that uppercut. That was a nasty uppercut he got hit with, man. And unfortunately, he lost the fight. So boo to Jack Reese. You know, I don't want to see him again.
Well, I'm glad that it happened. Like I always say, time reveals all motherfucking truth. Okay, and I'm actually, in hindsight, I was infuriated when he did that with Tyson Fury. But I mean, really think about it. Wilder claps him in the 12th. If the fight's waved off, you know what we'll be talking about right now? All this time, oh well, Tyson was off for all this time, and he beat up on a washed up Fury, and it was a cherry pick because they were saying that. Because now they're even saying, oh yeah, Fury did so well, Wilder cherry picked him because he thought he was out of shape. Now you hear that conversation, right? Thought he was out of shape. That was the best Tyson Fury we've ever seen. Okay, so what was the excuse for the Otto Wilder fight? There's no excuse. So I'm glad this happened. He had two shitty fights, and one of which he looked horrible in. All right, so now he's getting in the ring with Deontay this Saturday. He's getting in the ring with him now. So I'm dying to hear the excuse after Wilder claps him within 6 rounds, and that also leads into the next topic. What can Fury do to beat Wilder? What could he do? Fanon, what could he do?
Well, in order to beat Deontay Wilder, I think that he needs to try to do what he did the last fight, which is he's got to stick double jabs up, just keeps double jabs, keep moving, grab and hold if he can, protect his eye, protect his chin, and stick his tongue out, shake his head, shake his ass halfway across the room, and have people like Brian Kenny swear he won the round. I mean, as far as like in the eyes of that's what needs to happen for him to win in the eyes of, of a lot of these people that call themselves fight fans. But he just has to stay. He needs to stay away from Deontay Wilder, jab from the outside, and try to win a jabbing contest. And whenever he can, jump in, grab him, hold him tight, throw him off, and he needs to rinse and repeat. That's about the only way I think he can do it. If he tries to engage in a fight, he's going to get knocked out. The dude is a dented can. I mean, he's a double dented can. In 2 of the last 3 fights that he's had, one, he got dropped twice, ugly. Once he got dropped once in the last time. Every time he took a shot against Deontay Wilder, he went down. Every time he got a clean shot, Deontay Wilder, to his head, anywhere on his head, like up here, he got knocked down.
Yep.
And then got knocked down in the 12th, and then his eye got opened up. 2 fights later, half his face got opened up against the journeyman. So, I mean, the only thing I think that he can do is just try to play the Sugar Ray Leonard Hagler type of thing where you just, you move
30 seconds.
Huh?
30 seconds. Boom, boom, boom. Still around.
Move away, stay away. Try to flurry at the end of the round, stick your hands up, stick your tongue out, and then hope a ref gives you the card. I mean, gives you the call. That's the only way that I see him winning. If he tries to go in there and is really trying to knock somebody out, he's going to get his ass knocked out because he's not a heavy puncher. And if you're standing there throwing, you're there to get hit. And Arthur Spilka tried that shit with Deontay Wilder up against a rope, letting his fucking hands go. And all of a sudden everything short circuits. You know what I mean? So that's the approach that I would think the Sugar Ray Leonard move around, try not to get hit, and then in the last 30 seconds just throw a bunch of punches and then pump your fist at the end of the round and go to the corner.
Well, here's a problem with that. He said he's coming in heavier. And I heard the phone interview. He said he's coming in heavier. He said he's been training his chin. Absolute bullshit. You can't train your chin. I mean, you could do things to try and strengthen it, but you cannot train the chin. Every time Wilder touched him, he got hurt. And he said that. He said that, and it showed. The man got dropped 3 times. They blew one call. But every time Wilder grazed him, that grazing blow, I think that was in the 10th? I forget which round. It was the 9th round. He fell his ass on the floor. It didn't look like he barely touched him. I said, did he slip? No, that was a knockdown, man. I said, well, shit, he barely touched him. The guy has no chin. And then the motherfucker gets on that phone call and says, Steve Cunningham was his toughest fight. I was there. I was at the theater in MSG. I was there a few years ago. If Steve Cunningham was your toughest fight, I promise you, Wilder's gonna knock this motherfucker out within 6. Don't tell me Steve Cunningham, who floored him in that fight, by the way. And the only reason why he beat Steve Cunningham is because he started to implement his size.
He cheated. No,
yeah,
he cheated. That's how he knocked out Steve Cunningham. He swung Steve Cunningham up on the ropes. He grabbed with one hand, pulled his head down, held his head there, and released his hand at the same time he punched. It's an illegal blow. He literally grabbed and held his head in place and slapped him. That's another thing about Jack Reese. Whoever referees this fight, I hope that slap that Tyson Fury throws, that's not a legal punch either. That's a backhand slap. But go ahead. I'm sorry. But that cheated.
I don't award. I don't score twerking and tongue wagging and dancing and hands behind the back. You could win the drama. You could glamour casuals like that. That is not scoring. You motherfuckers don't know how to score fights. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. Punches landed, ring generalship. Come on, the list goes on and on and on. I mean, stop.
Defense and
effective aggression, not just walking forward and getting your head cracked like you're Antonio Margarito. All right, effective aggression. Stop it, man. This is fucking crazy. But he's gonna come in. He said he's coming in heavier. He said he's coming in like I predict 270. And if he tries to mix it up, if they stick to that game plan like he said, if they're gonna try and mix it up and fight in the pocket with Wilder, that's a means to an end early. All right. If he does that and gets clipped early and doesn't get knocked out, he's going to try and beat the old Tyson Fury and get on his bike. But by then, you're about 10 pounds heavier than you was. So it's not going to work out. You ain't going 12, man. Wilder's going to kill this fool, man. But that's my take on it. KQKC, what's your take on it? Before that, Trick Nolte, super chat.
Jack Reese is the white version of Richard Steele, man. Richard Steele's a better ref than that, man. He ain't got the ego. Like Richard Steele, the problem with Jack Reese is that I get is Jack Reese's ego. His ego is fucking monstrous, dude. His ego is monstrous. And he engages and he just involves himself just too much and he's inconsistent. You don't go out there and say you let it go on for the good of boxing. Like, fuck that. But anyway, man, I respect, much love in that super chat, man.
KQKC, your thoughts. What can Fury do to beat Wilder?
Oh, Mr. Old School. Hold on one second. Mr. Old School says Wilder's not good in the pocket. He needs distance. Dude, the knockdown in the 9th round against Tyson Fury was in the pocket. They were right up close to one another, dude. Tight, right up close to each other, backs against the ropes, damn near chest to chest. And he knocked his ass out with a right hook to the top of his head as he was down low. Deontay Wilder can knock your ass out in close range too. He done knocked people out in damn near every type of way you can knock somebody out.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, KQ.
Yeah. Well, what you saying about Jack Reese?
No, what can Fury do to beat Wilder?
Oh, okay. Well, one thing he gonna have to do is do a lot of movement because Wilder is not very good at when you have a lot of box like Arthur Spilker. He was a boxer. He was, a lot of movement, and plus he was a southpaw. And Wilder haven't fought a southpaw in a long time, and he admitted that. But Fury, he gonna have to pretty much keep moving and stay out the way. But the thing is, he gonna be focused on that right hand. But he can't do that. He's gonna have to be able to focus on both hands because Wilder has gotten better. So he's gonna have to keep sticking that jab out, try to keep Wilder off of him, which Wilder gonna be having his jab out. Now Wilder got 83-inch jab, but Fury's jab is about 2 inches longer, so he's gonna have to keep him back and keep him off of him. Now, as far as him talking about he gonna come on the inside and fight Wilder on the inside and knock him out in 2 rounds, I guess. But Wilder can fight inside too. See, that's the thing about it. And I would like to see Wilder go to the body right away, because he's talking about coming in heavy. And the reason why he doing that, because he want to lean on him. He want to lean and try to fatigue him, but that's not going to work because Wilder is faster on his feet than he is. He's very athletic, so he ain't gonna just let Fury lean on him. But he can do a lot of things. He can try to stay out the way. And like I say, a lot of lateral movement, because that's all he just about can do. He's not going to sit there and throw with Wilder, So, but that's basically the only thing I can think of, because stick your hands in gasoline and shit like that. That ain't gonna fly.
Fuck is that?
Yeah, he's sticking his hand in gasoline because he talked to some kind of specialist at bare knuckles, and they say you stick your hand in gasoline, make it harder, and he'll be able to knock out Wilder. Can you say cancer? So, but he trying everything because his back against the wall. But if you box so beautifully like Muhammad Ali, you shouldn't have to worry about it, right? You shouldn't have to worry about it, So why are you trying to change trainers, change cut men, change how you prepare for the fight? All this if you did everything perfect. But he's confused, and I believe he's scared. But sometimes you can trap a mouse, and a mouse will bite you, and that's how scared they are. So you never know. You always gotta be cautious. But with that, Fury gonna have to just keep that jab going and keep that lateral movement going, because that's the only thing I can see right now. Because Wilder, every time he fights a rematch, he's 2-0 in rematches. So that way, he gets stronger. It seems like he gets stronger because he fought him before and he know what to expect. One thing I always say, a fighter can change, but they can't change in not one training camp. Because they're going to try something new, but they're always going to revert back to what they know.
That's right.
So, and that's the same way Jerry Hurd. He tried something new last fight, but he went right back to what he knows best. Use his face as a punching bag, and that's what happens, But as far as like Jack Reese, if you go to BT Sports, I was saying earlier, he has an interview with them about that Wilder fight the first time, and what he did, and the side referee did, and how he used to be a MT and a fireman and all that bullshit. But that don't have anything to do with what the call he made. He gave Wilder Fury too much time. Too much time. 1,000, 2,000. Because the side judge, so you hit the floor, the side judge over there is counting. You got to pick up what she doing or he doing. If it's just 6, pick up from 6. But I'm expecting. I want to see a good fight Saturday. I want to see, Wilder do his thing, but I don't want it to be a quick fight because Wilder now he's patient, he's taking his time, and I would like to see that, So, but I don't see too much Fury can do differently than he did the first fight. But I will tell you that stick your head out like you want to, like you did before. I want to see him do that. Let's see what happens. So, but that's all I have with that.
Curtis. Well, first of all, Fanon, we got super chat.
Yeah, boxing fans says salute, man. Salute to you, sir. Thank you for the support.
Awesome. Kurt Shug, what's good? What's your take on that? What can Fury do to win?
Well, to beat Wilder, you have to move to your left because his right hand is his power hand. You have to move to the outside shoulder of Wilder's right hand to neutralize the right hand, and at the same time throw a straight right down the pipe and try to back him up to neutralize his power. By taking away his right hand, you're taking away 90% of his weaponry. He depends on that right hand. It's all about boxing IQ. Anytime you have a big fight, the fighter that thinks the most and thinks the best always wins the fight. That's what made great fighters like Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard and Mayweather and Pernell Whitaker, because you could see them thinking. They came up with a game plan, especially against a big puncher. So if I was Fury team, I will move to my left constantly, to the outside shoulder, and at the same time throw it a straight right down the pipe. That's the best way beating Wilder. Wilder is just not only power, but you have to factor in his athleticism, and his awkwardness. So that helps him being a puncher that he is. So that's what I would do if I was in Fury's corner.
All right. Fanon, you answered the question already?
Yeah, I did.
All right. So
but since you put it on me, Tunnel Vision, that was KQKC that said he didn't want to see a fast fight. I want to see the fight over in the first 2 seconds. I want to see Deontay Wilder walk up, hit him dead in the jaw, call it a day, and walk off. That's what I want. That's what I would love to see.
You want to hit that super chat right quick?
Yes, sir. Mafo Moppy said, if Wilder attacks the body early rounds and knock him out in 6, Fury's last opponent strategy was best. Attack his body first.
Yeah, I agree with that totally. I agree with that totally.
Sorry. General Squirrels, I like Jack, but he cheated Perella last night.
He damn sure did, based off his own ideology. He damn sure Perella ain't have a chance. We didn't even see him if he could get up on the count of 12 and walk from side to side and ask if he's okay. He wasn't extended the same courtesy they extended to Tyson Fury. But I agree. I think if the fight is if it's not over in the first 2 or 3 rounds, Wilder needs to focus on the body and stick that jab out. Don't even aim for his head. Just touch him. Hit him in the shoulder. Hit him in the chest. Get him more balanced. Because every time you touch him, I want people to go back and look at the Oscar De La Hoya fight when he fought Floyd Mayweather. There was a point in that fight where Oscar was just hitting Floyd in the chest with the jab, and every time he did that, he had to reset. Go look at Vernon Forrest versus Shane Mosley. Every time he hit Mosley in the chest, in the shoulders with the jab, he had to reset. Okay, that's all Deontay is going to have to do. Just touch him, touch him, touch him. Y'all the same size, touch him. Offset his whole shit, land the right hand. If it goes into deep water, work the body. All right, but there's nothing that this guy could do that I could see. Too many changes in the camp. Spiritual. He's speaking to spiritual leaders of the gypsies and changing trainers, and this is too much. This doesn't sound like a guy that said, "Oh, I won the first time." If it ain't broke, don't fix it. What the fuck you doing, man? Wilder's about to snatch his entire meal and break the plate over his head, man. This shit is over, and I'm excited. And for now, you're right. I do want this shit over. I want this shit over in the first 2 seconds of the goddamn first round. I'm saying in 6, but that's if Wilder's being patient. If the game plan he's trying to implement, which is to take his head off in the first couple of seconds of the fight, if that's not working, he's going to be patient, and that patience is going to make that right hand land within 6. But that's my take on it, man. But I don't see Fury being able to do anything outside of run around with his hands in the air, wagging his tongue, and trying to steal rounds. That's the strategy. All that fight in the inside shit, no, it's not going to work. Cokehead motherfucker. But anyway, shit got me tight, man. This y'all should have been there last night, boy. I'm like, oh shit, I'm talking to a bunch of casuals. I can't speak logically. So, when it's like that, you're like, you know what? Look, Wilder in 6. That's all I can say. Got another super chat there from the Brothers UK.
Yeah, Brothers UK said, if Fury doesn't get knocked over the top rope, it doesn't count. And my man 78 Sports TV. What's good, 78? Say good morning, family.
General.
Morning to the general.
What he say? He said, yo, Ray, what he say about that was Mike Tyson when he said, yo, Razor running, if he doesn't die, it doesn't count. Holy shit. He said, if he doesn't die, it doesn't count, man. That shit was hilarious. But I agree, man. I agree. So if you was to give like a 30-second prediction about the outcome of this fight,
we missed this question, man. How does Wilder? You answered it, but I don't think.
I answered it. Oh, well, let's go over. Well, shit. That's how mad I am with this shit. All right. We're gonna start with you then. What could Wilder do to beat Fury?
I think he needs to double. I think he needs to double the. I think he needs to just double the. I think he needs to double the jab to the up top, jab into his chest, and I think an active jab is going to will throw off a lot of that head feinting stuff because you feinting and that jab is coming. The jab keeps coming, and the jab is working towards his left towards Tyson Fury's right eye, which is where that cut is. I think one of the problems, like with Curtis Anderson said about staying away, moving to your right to stay away from Deontay Wilder's right hand, that plays into that eye cut. And I think that is going to be, that cut is going to be in the mind of Tyson Fury. So I just like to see him throw double jabs. Last fight that I watched, when I reviewed the first fight with Deontay Wilder, it was just one jab, came in, jab. And then after he jabbed, Tyson Fury was okay to throw 2 or 3 and make it look like he was scoring. But if Deontay Wilder jab to the body, jab, that's going to make Tyson Fury have to keep his hands at home because Tyson Fury is not going to be throwing a lot of punches with him. He's going to move his head back and he's going to move it on his way out. So that will, if there isn't a knockdown early, that's going to put rounds in the bank for Deontay Wilder just with a good jab, but a jab to the body and a double jab up top is what I'd like to see him do. And then other than that, man, just try to work him into that right hand, land a big right hand and put that mug to sleep. I think the left hooks to the body and right hands to the body would work as well. But, like with Deontay Wilder, man, if it's, if it ain't just like you said with Tyson Fury, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Deontay Wilder is, got a real nasty straight right hand. And I think he's been working on that for the last 2 fights because his knockouts, like the shots that he was trying to land, the right hands that he was really trying to land on Tyson Fury last fight was kind of more of the looping type.
Right
hand. If he straightens that, if he throws one that's more straight, right, then a straight right hand, I think that'll clip him. And it might make Tyson Fury more susceptible to the one that loops around. Because that's how he got Luis Ortiz. He looped it, and boom, right between the gloves, and that's all she wrote. That's my thoughts on it.
All right, Kurt, what's your thoughts?
Well, for Wilder to beat Fury, like Fanon said, the double jab will work wonders because it would neutralize Fury feints and him moving around the ring and shoot a straight right hand instead of looping it. But I think it was psychological, the last fight for Wilder looping a right hand because he was so anxious, just threw everything off, throw it short and throw it. When you want to hit a fighter on the chin, you aim for his chest, so that's what he should do. He should throw the left hook to the body. I will be aggressive, but I will be smart about it, effective aggression. And control Fury, no pun intended. But, the double jab will work. I will come towards Fury with a double jab, left hook to the body, and I will throw the right hand, and then I will come back with a left hook, upstairs. I think that will get Fury, get him out of there. You have to disguise the right hand because Fury will be looking for that right hand. So a secondary punch will be needed. If Breland and the other guy, Dees, study film of Fury, I would throw a lot of left hooks, man, for a decoy and set up my right hand. But go to Fury's body. Go to his body to slow that movement down, and be aggressive because the closer you get to him, the better you have a chance of landing that right hand, like you did Ortiz. It was short and sweet, Wilder, what he was doing last fight with Fury, he was tipping Fury off because he would stutter and then fire the right hand, and I caught that he would stutter step, and I was like, no, they don't do that, the one of the best knockouts in Wilder's resume was Ortiz because he threw the right hand with little effort, and Ortiz, it right between the gloves, boom. So that was pretty, the best right hands he ever thrown was against Spilka, and Ortiz, so he has that much power, he doesn't have to, loop his right hand, throw it straight, back Fury up, aim for his chest, and go to the body, and he'll get Fury out of there, or he'll win a wide unanimous decision. But I'm kind of tired of Fury, so I want to see Fury on the canvas. So, I like Wilder.
Definitely. Got some super chats.
All right, let me do those all at the end, man. If you get to go get the KQKC, because we can
wrap it up. Yeah, KQKC. What are your thoughts on what can Wilder do to beat Fury?
Well, I would like to see him start straight off, go to the body, put something in the bank, because he gonna need that if it goes further than Fanon wanted to go. And I would like to see him use that jab, keep popping that jab, keep him back a little bit, then do some feints, and keep popping that jab, because see, Fury is waiting on the right hand. He's guarding for that right hand. Then he also gonna protect that eye. That's what Fanon was saying about what Kurt said. He's gonna try to protect that eye. So he's watching like both of them. So he probably come in with a high guard. So Wilder gonna have to bust through that high guard. But let him come in with a high guard and go to the body. Then change it up. Then start going up top. Go back down to the body, up top. Then he be right. And he bit the gas. And I think, round 5 or 6, I think he'd be ready to go. I don't think it's going the distance at all. There's no way. I wouldn't even want to leave it up to the referee. I don't even know who the referee is, but knowing that Jack Reese did last night, I don't think he's gonna do next week. But I think, but shit, you don't know shit. But yeah, I would like to see Wilder do that, because he was trying to do it with Ortiz, but he didn't have it down pat good. He was missing, and he didn't have the timing right. But with Fury, he's a big body dude, and he's coming in heavy, and he's going to run out of gas either way, coming in heavy like that. And so that's what I would like to see, because if you remember when he fought Bermain Severn, he fought with jabs, and he won like 2 rounds off of jabs, just jabs. So
in the first or the second fight,
the first fight, yeah. He won like 2 rounds off of jabs alone. And but I would like to see him established. But you got to remember, Fury is 6'9", Wilder is 6'7", and of course Fury gonna be leaning back like this, so he gonna have to stand that right hand, because Fury, he's taller, and so he gonna have to reach up. He gonna change that direction on that chin. But we'll see how it go. But I'm quite sure JD's and Mark Brillin, they like Kirsty, they've been looking at film, and they know what the strategy is, and you gotta have a plan A and B, because like I say, he's gonna lean on the ropes, especially when he get tired, and that's when Wilder should jump on him, I think, so I want to see a good fight, but you say he'd like to see it get over real quick and go home.
2 seconds.
2 seconds and go home and get out of there. I want to see an ass whooping. All right. I want to see an ass whooping. Put it in and all this lineal shit. All right.
Now you notice no one's talking about lineal, right? You hear it less and less.
Right. Yeah.
You hear it less and less now.
Right.
You hear it less and less.
Killed because the shit was exposed as bullshit.
Right. You know what it is. So let's bring it home. 30-second prediction for now. You go first.
I got Deontay Wilder by unanimous decision.
Okay. Do you mean that?
Unanimous decision, dog. Just to be spiteful, because I want it out there that he can win a decision. None of this. Oh, it went to the score. Every round that he doesn't win, he loses. Nah, man. I'm going for unanimous decision. For Deontay Wilder.
I'm going with okay. I know where your heart's at though. So yeah.
Oh, my heart is at comatose. Like just short of needing a gurney. That's what I am. Just short of needing a gurney. Like, hold your head still, Tyson. Hold your head still. Give me the brace. That type of shit.
Spilker. All right, my prediction is Wilder by TKO. Like I said, between 4 and 6. I'm just gonna keep it simple, between 4 and 6. KQKC, what's yours?
Yeah, you know what? We about on the same thing. You know, I'm taking Wilder by knockout. Round the 5th or 6th round.
There it is.
Yep.
Kurt, what's yours?
I like Wilder in 8 TKO.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, hey, let me say something real quick about what Lambros K said. Wilder can't win a decision. Mainstream boxing won't let him. I think the opposite. Mainstream boxing, the money man in this is Deontay Wilder.
Mm-hmm.
That's the money man. You don't know what the fuck you're going to get out of Tyson Fury. If Tyson Fury wins this fight, you don't know what you're going to get out of him. He might go on another coke binge. His numbers aren't that good by himself. The money man in this situation is Deontay Wilder. If I was somebody that was like, who should I want to win this fight if what I want is to make a lot of money? It would be Deontay Wilder, it would be Tyson Fury. This Tyson Fury is not somebody that sells a lot, and he's highly unpredictable. This dude is likely to go off on a 3-year coke binge after the fight. I would say if you want somebody to know that you're going to be able to have fights that are exciting, you would want Deontay Wilder to win, because number one, he wins by knockouts, and the fact that he wins by knockouts makes it more exciting and more people want to watch. Tyson Fury is boring as a Sunday drive to church. You know, it's just you can't even put a Tyson Fury highlight reel on. So, I mean, if the mainstream media is interested in having a fight that will generate a lot of interest with fighters, you need the knockout artist. You need the guy you need the guy with the black hat. You know, Tyson Fury is just the dude with the white nostrils. You know,
the only advertisements for this fight you ever saw was Fury getting knocked on his ass and getting up. That should tell you something. And
they do it for one. They do this when he does this, and this guy's like, unbelievable. Like, what the fuck you mean unbelievable? That shit is very believable. What?
I told my chat yesterday, I said, watch Fanon Thursday or Friday. He gonna be nervous as hell. I don't know why. He gets nervous before Wilder fights. I get
nervous before every fight that I care about, because these motherfuckers can get knocked out, dog. For real. Hey man, I don't ever fall into this that I know what's going to happen in a fight, dude.
Right.
I knew Tyson Fury. I knew Tyson. Mike Tyson was gonna beat Buster Douglas. Knew it.
Right.
Okay. I didn't know it. The shit went a different way, man. Shit can happen, man.
Yeah.
Shit can happen. Turn your back. Something happens.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes,
but that's why I always hedge it. That's why I'm like, hey, man. I know for certain if there's a knockout, it's going to be Deontay Wilder knocking him out. I'm just spitting in people's eye with the decision. Like Deontay Wilder by decision, because Deontay Wilder can drop that dude 2-3 times in a fight. I think he dropped him 3 times last fight. And Tyson Fury didn't do that much in the first fight. Right. I mean, all those rounds that people are trying to give him, like, what the fuck did he do? I dare anybody to go and look at the first 8 rounds and find any round where Tyson Fury dominated a round and that was clearly Tyson Fury in the first 8 rounds. There were none. He didn't do anything. He fainted a lot, which is why I'm like, double the jab. Just double the jab. Just score with the jab. If you don't hit him with the first, hit him with the second. So you're just touching him more, because Tyson Fury is worried about letting his hands go, because he does not want to get hit, dog. But anyway, that's my take.
But you know what?
Get a prediction, because we're right at 10:07.
Well, you know what, Jack Reed, I just want to say this: that interview he did on BT, he said he thought Wilder won the fight.
Jack Reese?
Yeah. If you go back,
I don't doubt that he did think he won the shit.
Yeah.
Did you hear the argument yesterday that took place with Dan Goosen and Brian Kinney?
Oh no, I was calling the fight, so I had it down.
Dude, that shit was incredible. Dude, people keep saying like, oh, everybody thinks that Deontay Wilder lost. No, dude. Joe Goosen was there saying, no, I thought Deontay Wilder won the fight. And they say what? And they said why? Because he was more aggressive. He was the one that was pushing the fight all night. He was the one coming forward trying to make the fight. Tyson, and he got knocked down twice. One referee had it for Deontay Wilder, one referee had it for Tyson Fury, and the other one had a draw.
Right.
Dude, that shit is there was nothing about that fight, the first 8 rounds of that fight, where it was something significant, some significant ass whooping getting put on by Tyson Fury, which is why you can't show but maybe 2 combinations that he landed. He landed a jab, straight right hand, and that shit was in the 10th round. I thought he won the 10th and the 11th, but he got dropped in the 9th. He got dropped in the 12th, and every round from 1 to 8 to win either way. But I can't remember what round that knockdown was that was called a slip. But whatever round that was in, that could have been a Deontay Wilder round. But everybody's just acting like, well, not everybody. The people that think Deontay Wilder lost is just like every round he fights, he loses if he doesn't knock the dude down. And judges don't see that way. And I'm looking for how I see fights judged in, and I don't have any proof of this. But to me, it seems like in close rounds, one judge will go Wilder, one judge will go Fury. Yeah, and they'll be like, one judge. Oh, this is a close round. Wilder gets a close round. With you, if there's a close round, you give it to him, so that there's some type of balance. Because a lot of these rounds, even though people want there to be a 10-9 round every round, dude, some of these rounds really could and should be scored 10-10. If nobody does anything, there's no reason for 6 straight rounds when nothing happens to give one guy every one of those rounds. Stormy B. Man said, good morning, panel. For 9, you're wrong. They will give up money when it comes to prevailing over the carbon. They will sacrifice a nation of millions. They aren't rational people. They are original slaves, man. Dude, Muhammad Ali got a lot of motherfucking calls, dog. There's a lot of people that got calls. Money talks, man. But maybe I could be wrong, but Vegas ain't into flushing money down the tubes. That's one thing. I know what you're saying, but one thing white folk they like their money, dog. Yep. They like their money.
Shit.
They like their money. You talking about a fight this big that they put a $10 million, Fox Sports put what was $5 million worth of ad space to advertise this fight. That's a lot of money them people are putting up there to have it all go away. No, they like to keep Negroes they own. When was the last time you heard of them giving a free slave away? Hell no. That's top quality dough. But let me read the rest of these super chats, man. And I appreciate everybody that came out to the live stream today, man. We hate that Blood didn't make it, but you know how it goes. Ducking conversations and smoke with me is contagious. Kind of like KQKC not showing up last week and not telling nobody. It is followed up by this week, both Trap House boxing ducking the smoke and Blood boxing taking the ducking the smoke. So I promise next week I will not pick on anybody. and hopefully everybody will be back after the Deontay Wilder fight. Got something to say.
Oh yeah.
I agreed to disagree. TV said, what round y'all predict for the TKO? We all did. They said that. Mansa Sheikh Zulu, what's good, man? Said, good job, fellas. Thank you, sir. Stay Ready Boxing said, if he died, he died. Is that a song? I think that's in a song, isn't it? If he died,
it's Rocky
he died.
4.
No, that's
Rocky
from
4.
Rocky.
Rocky 4.
Dolph Lundgren.
If he dies,
he dies.
Right.
I'll be all man.
I don't want Tyson Fury to die, dog, but I would like him to be unconscious for at least 12 full seconds. 12 full seconds. I want a Manny Pacquiao knockout. Bounce straight up off the face. That type of shit. Anyway, it is what it is, man. Hey, KQKC, man, let them know how to get in contact with you.
Yes, sir. You can follow me right here on YouTube, Monday through Friday, 12:30 p.m. Central Time. I come on right after Penang International Boxing. I've been coming on exactly at 12:30, but I've been doing a couple of things I had to do. But normally when he go off, I will be coming on directly after him starting next week. So I give him time to finish. And with that, you can follow me. And also you can follow me right here on OG Boxing Talk. That's every morning at 8:00 a.m. Central Time. And that's it.
Sir, Drew Titan, man. Let them know how to get to let them know how to get in contact with you and your speciality with the physical fitness.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am Drew Titan. You can follow me right here on OG Boxing Talk on YouTube. You can also follow me on my channel at Drew Titan and on Instagram at Drew Titan. I focus on the health and wellness. My show is called LDBC Strong. It's 7 p.m. every Sunday. Eastern Standard Time. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Today we're going to be discussing how to build an Olympic size back. We're going to work that back, brothers. The front is all right, but you got to build that back. You understand what I'm talking about? Also on Mondays, I'll be doing a little bit of boxing talk. My show is going to be called Respect All Warriors. I'm be having a lot of guests on there, a lot of fighters from past and present. More of the past, though. So look out for a lot of surprises there.
Yes, sir. Curtis Anderson.
Yes, sir. This is Curtis Anderson, a.k.a. Kurt Sugar. You can catch me on Blue Blood Sports TV Monday through Friday. Times vary, 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m., give or take. And you can catch me, obviously, on OG Boxer Talk Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
All right, and this is your boy Fanon. I haven't said that in a video in about a year. It's your boy Fanon. Thank you guys so much for showing up, man. Make sure you subscribe to KQKC if you're not subscribed. Drew Titan if you're not subscribed. Curtis Anderson if you're not. Blue Blood Sports TV if you're not subscribed. Or definitely hit the reminder button to check these cats out when they go live, when they send their stuff out live. You can also get me on Twitter. I am going to get on Instagram soon. I've almost mastered I got a goal for Twitter. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs on Twitter before I get a Instagram, or what do you call them on Twitter? Followers. I'm like 600. Yeah, I'm like at 630 followers on Twitter. So it's small. So I can stay focused. So I got to wait till I get to 1,000. Once I get to 1,000 on Twitter, then I'll go to Instagram and build it out that way. So if you're on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. If you are not on Twitter, sign up for a Twitter account and come check me out so we can troll these dudes in unison. General Squirrel says salute to the OGs. Over 400 people in the building, and y'all can hit the like on the way out. I don't know if anybody else is going live after this, but definitely check somebody. Find another LDBC channel to check out when you're going live. And with that, we're out. Peace.
Peace.